There's been a far too rich history of oppression in America, as the general public is shifting their support towards equality for all. The leader of the free world likes to call these claims of inequality fake news, as he loves to say. The proposition I will be arguing today is that Donald Trump will be reelected. I define reelected as winning the 2020 presidential campaign, and being elected to the Oval Office until 2024. I do not, however, think this dream will come to fruition. I think this because he is furthering racial tensions. His immature use of his personal Twitter has made the country look foolish, and he has very rarely had approval ratings above 50%. My first argument is that he is furthering racial tensions. This is perfectly highlighted by his difference in response to two different protests. The Michigan stay-at-home, when Michigan was protesting the stay-at-home order and coronavirus, and when the Black Lives Matter protest that is ongoing currently in Minnesota. On April 30th, a Michigan crowd was protesting the extended stay-at-home. The governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, described the crowd as disturbing, noting that there were swastikas, Confederate flags, nooses, and some people with assault weapons who did not represent who we are as Michiganders. Donald Trump then responded to this protest with a tweet reading, "The governor of Michigan should give a little and put out the fire. These are very good people, but they are angry. They want their lives back again, safely. See them, talk to them, make a deal." So when this predominantly white protest with the means to kill everyone in the government building was protesting, the president decided to try to help these people and call them good people, and pleaded with the governor to make a deal with them. However, when the Black Lives Matter movement, predominantly made up of non-Caucasians, who was protesting peacefully in Minnesota over the unlawful killing of George Floyd by a police officer, to which the president tweeted to them, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I will not let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that our military is with him all the way. Any difficulty and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you." Clearly a much more aggressive and threatening tweet to peaceful protesters compared to the protesters in Michigan with automatic assault rifles. This type of favoring of one race over the other has no place in the government, much less the head of it. If we allow a racist to be the most powerful man in our country, we will be viewed as we have for the past 4 years with him at our president, a laughingstock. During his term, he has only shown to increase racial tensions at a time when we needed unity the most. This is why he cannot and will not be reelected. My second argument is that he has shown no restraint over his personal Twitter, making relations with foreign and domestic enemies even worse than previously. All of these, this first tweet read from his Twitter, "Truly weird. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky reminds me of a spoiled brat without a functioning brain. He was terrible at debate." This tweet is about a member of the U.S. Senate. This kind of immaturity has no precedent in previous presidents as to attack a member so disrespectfully. He also tweeted regarding North Korea, "Since being nice to Rocket Man hasn't worked in 25 years. Why would it work now? Clinton failed, Bush failed, Obama failed, I will not fail." Another tweet regarding North Korea is, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by trying to call me old, when I would never call him short and fat? So sad. I try to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen. And there are many more, but I will spare you." For these tweets, they were directed at Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, in a strong anti-American stance, even going as far as threatening to nuke us. These disrespectful tweets could have made an unstable man such as Kim Jong-un go over the edge and actually follow through with these threats of nukings. But Donald Trump did not seem to have a second thought about those millions of people that he could be endangering before he sent out his loud opinions to the whole world. With such little regard for his citizens, he cannot, and will not be reelected. My third and final argument is that the president should be a man of the people, but Trump's approval rating have scarcely cracked above 50%. As a president, you are a civil servant elected by the citizens. Because of this, there should always be love for the president, but I have seen much more hate. As published in the Washington Post, about 44% of those surveyed said that they approve of Trump's policies. Of that group, a bit under half said that they nonetheless disliked him personally. Among those who disapprove of Trump's policy, there were more unanimity. Nearly everyone who disapproves of Trump's policy also hates him. Also dislikes him, 96%. This shows, by this sample size, the general public is not a fan of the current president, politically and especially not personally. To win the presidency, you must persuade the public to vote for you, but if they don't like you as a person, it's pretty hard to sway their votes, and making it almost impossible. This is my final reason why I believe Trump will not be reelected. In conclusion, the president should be the one that unites the people. A president who does the opposite has failed his job, as Trump has shown numerous times over and over again. He has openly disrespected people in our government and foreign governments time and time again. We cannot allow someone to antagonize leaders. They could retaliate, costing thousands, if not millions, of lives, a consequence that Trump seems to have no fear or second thought about. For these reasons, he has lost the little love that there once was for him. The people of America are not behind our president anymore. Something needs to change. A quote by Martin Luther King reads, "If you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl, but always move forward." The re-election of Trump would not be moving forward in any means. The moving forward is when he is out of the Oval Office, and that is when we have begun crawling. Thank you.